whatever that is, you can buy coverage above the feed cost price. I guess it's once a year they calculate. So the first $4 is going to be free, and then you can, starting at $4, you start paying for coverage. The sweet spot is $6.50. We think most people will take $6.50. You get above that, the way it's priced, it's really not too good of a deal. You get below it, you don't get much advantage. So we think most people are going to be in the $6.50. That'll put you in the neighborhood of $14.50 next. And what we're trying to do is take the volatility out of this very market, so we can, have a better safety net. We don't go through another 2009 type of situation. And if we go through another one of those, there are going to be a lot of guys left to get out there. So we need to get a program that works better, and been a lot of work done trying to come to this resolution. In order for you to buy into this margin insurance, you have to agree to be in the stabilization. That's part of the deal. We expect 70 to 80% participation. Economists expect that, and people have looked at it. But you don't have to. And the livestock gross margin insurance is going to continue in the bill. It'll still be available. It'll actually be enhanced a little bit. So if you don't want to be involved in that, you can buy livestock gross margin insurance, private insurance. It'll be subsidized. You can do that. If you want to go in the futures market, protect yourself on your own, you can do that. You don't want to be in the deal. So it's voluntary to some extent. But, you have to take part in stabilization if you sign up in the government subsidized margin insurance program. We're going to, for a while, they were trying to write order for the reform into the bill. And in fact, the first iteration of it had 38 pages. It would throw out all the federal orders and replace it with 38 pages of congressional language. That was scrapped because that's dangerous, having us write the order language. But there's a consensus amongst everybody that there'll be order reform come out of this immediately after it's passed. It'll be on an expedited basis. And the idea is try to move to competitive pay pricing, try to move to 2 classes of milk, try to move the whole system. Well, the whole system will be much more market oriented than we currently have. It'll be much more export friendly, and it's just a better system, we believe, to manage the risk in dairy. So you still have people not happy with it, but if they try to amend this, I don't think they have more than 10–15% of the votes to get the change. But we're still working with people because we want to try to get as many people on board as we can. In the commodity title, the Senate, in the super committee bill, we're going to get rid of direct payments. So you're no longer going to get paid based on what your base was and so much more. That's no more. We're going to get rid of basics. They're not going to be around anymore. Whatever program we come up with is going to be based on planted acres. So it's going to be based on what you actually plant on your farm, not on what you did 10 years ago or 15 years ago. In the super committee bill, we gave people a choice. You could have this new revenue shallow loss program the corn growers have been pushing, or you could continue to keep the counter-cyclical target price program, which we've had in the law, and add an enhanced target price level. And in the super committee bill, we raised the target prices from, for example, wheat was $4.17. We raised it to $5.50. Corn goes from $2.63 to $3.64. Similar kinds of increases. Soybeans, $6 to $8.31. So we increase the target prices and basically keep the current target price system as an option in the subcommittee. The Senate eliminated it. And so the only thing in the Senate that's available is this revenue option. And what that is a kind of what they call a shell loss protection on top of your crop insurance. And it's going to be given to you by the government. So they cover losses between 79 and 89%. So if you have 75% crop insurance coverage, and you have a loss, and you're signed up in revenue, you get from 79 to 89% paid for by the revenue, and you get the 75% paid for by crop insurance. Kind of what it does is it pays your deductibles, but the way they did it, you can take this on your planted acres yield on your farm, so you can do it at the farm level, whatever it is on your farm, but then it's at 65% of the planted acres are covered, or you can do it at the county level, and then you get 80% covered. And if you have prevented planting, 45% of that gets covered. So they use a rolling average to decide what your yields are. They have a 60% plug for years between before 2012 and 70% after. So it kind of rides on top of crop insurance, and in my opinion, it manages for good times, not bad times. And I think a lot of people in the House agree with me on this. So we're, in the House, we're going to maintain the target price option. Because I think the farm program should be about, what it's been like it's been the last 2-3 years in crop agriculture. You didn't need to cover. If you had crop insurance, you didn't need pay insurance. And we shouldn't have a program where we're paying people when they're doing well. So what we're more interested in is what's going to happen if these prices go down. Or I should say, when these prices go down. And they will. What floor are we going to have? Crop insurance only protects you for this year. So you're protected on the price this year. But if the price goes down next year to $3 on corn, you're going to have to insure $3. And that ain't going to work. Now the revenue, it does not come down as quick as crop insurance, but 3 years of low prices and then the revenue goes away. So given what we've done with these new enterprise policies and revenue policies, and the extra subsidy that we put in the 08 bill that has 80% subsidy on those policies, they are cheap enough that I'm not sure you need revenue on top of that. And what you might actually be doing is encouraging people to cut back on what they're insuring. This might affect the crop insurance system. So we're more interested in keeping this target price so that if the prices collapse, you've got some kind of floor underneath those prices. Because the one thing people need to understand, in 96 we get rid of the farm. We're going to get rid of government programs. We had high prices. We're never going to come down. That's what everybody said. Well, 2 years later, the prices collapsed. We spent more money, like 3 times as much money as we saved, bailing everybody out. What people need to understand is this time, if this doesn't work, there's going to be no money from us to bail anybody out. We are broke. And people need to understand that. The days of ad hoc disasters and milk bailouts and all this other stuff are gone. You can forget it. So if we get this wrong,